Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel. For today's video, we are finishing up December daily. So we are doing days 24 and 25. So my day 24, hello everyone, welcome back to my channel. We are finishing up December daily today. We are doing day 24 and 25. So the grand finale of the days. My album is getting pretty chunky, but I'm hoping that I'm just kind of finishing this up, so whatever chunk this adds, it will be, and it will fit in my one album. And my one album is sitting right here, and you can see that she's already busting at the seams. But like I said, these last 2 days will fit in here, so I did fit it into one album. So once I'm done completing these, I will have a complete flip through as the next video after this one, and then we will get into our regularly scheduled creative processes here on my channel. I want to thank you for spending so much time with me, and I hope that you've completed your album alongside me this year. So I've already done some cutting and all my photos are printed, and I feel like, if anything, I'm not going to do a whole detailed intro. Let's just start making these pages. So let's get started. So like I showed you, had one large photo printed, and I knew I wanted to create some sort of pocket or folder, and I thought I was going to have it come out like just the right side of the page, since it will be hole punched on the left. And then when I kind of stacked the playbill up, even though I cut it in half and took out the advertisements and put the tickets down on the card, it seemed better to almost have it be like, quote unquote, like a secretarial pocket, like where it's just the left vertical side and the bottom, even though I didn't like cut the photo in a diagonal or anything, but just to house everything and give it that extra slack that it might need in order to kind of put in and out as we view the contents in the pocket. So that's kind of how I did it. So when I did that, though, learn from my mistakes. Make sure the stack of the things that you're putting on it, because I'm right here, I didn't do that. And when I put everything in it, it sort of tugs at the bottom and the side of the page. It's brief, but I noticed it afterwards, and I was like, why did I not adhere it with the stuff already in there? Because it would have given it its natural little pucker, if that makes sense. It's probably like the most minor detail about this, but I just wanted to make sure you knew in case you gave it a try. So my annual Christmas photo of Valentina is always on top of the mess of wrapping paper. Now, before, I think whatever first year I shot this photo, you know, my husband is trying to diligently clean up the wrapping paper after she opens things, and I forgot when, maybe it was that year, and I literally like dumped the trash bag of wrapping paper onto the floor so I can take that photo. And so now every time you just like almost like prematurely ask, like, can I clean up the wrapping paper? I was like, no, leave it where it is, in order to get that shot. So it's a fun tradition. It'll be nice to have as she grows up through the years, and kind of the wrapping paper, how it changes. So that's why I know I didn't do a specific wrapping paper story this year. Simply because I knew that you would see what I used in that shot. So I had 2 large 8x10 photos that I cut down to 6x8, and I'm trying to use this December paper from the kit. And then I knew I wanted to also do a 2x2 pocket. So this is the 12 photos of her just opening different gifts at different points in the morning, and the most animated faces of like joy and happiness when she got certain things. For her this year, Hatchimals and anything that came in an egg packaging was just her favorite. Of course, I had to get her, you know, a few games that we can play. And she's really into the Our Generation / American Dolls, so she got a few new dolls and a little set, 2 set areas to play with this year. So those mark this year. Then the story for these 2 5x7s, my brother from New York came down for the holidays with his wife and 2 young boys, and we had a grand old time. So there is good cousin bonding, but like the day after Christmas, all of them like took a rapid COVID test because my mom had gotten a fever, and the whole house got, you know, everyone that stayed at my mom's house got COVID. Me and Valentina were fine, thankfully, and we're still fine, you know, even a few days afterwards, because we watched for if anything came up. So we were fine, and then we were able to host like our New Year's Eve brunch a few days later, even though my family couldn't attend because they were all COVID positive. So yeah, that ends up our year, but I love the pages, so we have a lot of interaction, and 25th was a bulk story. Okay, that will finish off days 24 and 25 in my December daily. For the final flip through, I will have the last page with a quote on it. You'll see once I get there. For 24, I finished off this page with these 2 and a 4. This is from an old Simple Story collection. I had them in my stash, and they're like a gold metallic, and they just worked with all of this Aladdin goodness with gold. Remember, I made it into a pocket, so I haven't had my journaling, but I wanted to use this card for sure. And I added one more photo. I kept our tickets into that card and then added another photo, and then sliced the playbill in half took off the advertisements and kept this part. That way we can remember who played who, because the genie was amazing in this one. So if you haven't seen Aladdin, I definitely encourage you. Then for day 25, we have here, I finished this one and I put the chipboard piece on this corner. This I lightly glued onto the vellum. We have the other full page blurry family photo that has to happen. Cut the December here, and then I finished off all of these little squares with some glitter. We had extra vellum pieces, and then I added pattern paper and some stickers. So this is just a variety of pictures of her opening up her gifts that morning. Remember, I was doing my gratitude throughout the month, and actually I do have to go and fill in 2 days. I do believe this is when my brother came to town anyway, so that will get done. Then I'm sure I said it in my voiceover. So my family came to town, and then we all got COVID. So that's the story that will go here once I stop filming. But we didn't know it at the time. I think the next day we finally knew. And then this was our New Year's Eve party, because the rest of my family on his side had went out of town for actual Christmas, so we had a New Year's Eve party. So just a few photos to kind of culminate that evening at our house. And then this is the page that I say we'll probably have some like Christmassy themed acknowledgement that I will maybe stamp with the alphas, and that will finish it off. So it is in one album. It's a chunky album. I don't want to do 2 albums, so we'll see how next year comes, guys, because it's so, look, that's how it sits. It's like constantly open. It's fine. Thank you so much for joining for the last 2 days of my album. Please subscribe, give this video a thumbs up, and stay tuned for a flip through of my completed 2022 December daily.